In this live stream, I'm going to walk you through 20 ways you can overcome creative block. If you're new, hi, I'm Bradley, the CEO, owner, and head designer of the graphic design marketing firm BDesign. The goal of this YouTube channel is to help you build your influence and impact in the graphic design world faster. Let's dive right into the lesson. Struggling for ideas? It happens to the best of us. Here are 20 tips to help you get inspired. It's great working in creative industries, but it can be tricky to stay enthusiastic and inspired all the time. We asked leading designers how they beat creative block. Follow these 20 quick-fire tips to get your creative juices flowing again. Tip number 1, tap into your subconscious. Strange things happen in a semi-sleep state when your unconscious takes over, says Shoto Pop's Casper Franken. He says, wake up and write down whatever it was that happened before you forget it. Which is a huge tip, because a lot of my inspiration comes when I wake up from a dream. Number 2, get it down on paper. Write your main ideas down in columns and list absolutely everything that comes to mind. You can mix and match the lists for unusual and original combinations, which BDesign has done a video on the importance of planning and sketching first. I'll be sure to link that down in the description below, so be sure to go check that out. The next tip I have for you is to always carry a sketchbook. Don't go looking for inspiration. A visually loaded word or phrase can jump out from a passage of text or a song. Purpose's London-based designer and illustrator, Craig Ward, he says to be sure to sketch those ideas down when they come to you, which can be anywhere. Number 4, don't be afraid to step away. This is a huge tip. Completely open briefs can be the worst for causing creative block. Try to distance yourself from the project, take a break, and come back to it with a clear head. Moving on to number 5, finish what you've started. There's no such thing as a bad idea. The creative part is in seeing it through to completion, and turning dreams into reality, which is why BDesign's motto is to keep on dreaming. Dreams are the starting point to success. Tip number 8. Tip number 6. Put some fun in your studio. Sterility leads to an empty void of nothingness, says Mills, the creative director at Us 2. Always try to inject some color and life into your studio. And don't run it like a clinic or a prison. Always try to keep things fun. Moving on with tip number 9. Tip number 7. Don't retread your steps. Inspiration is intangible. You can't do it on purpose, believes illustrator Alex Trochet. He says if you just try to reduce how a good project happened in the past, you'll never get the same results. Here's tip number 8 on how you can overcome creative block. Look in unlikely places, which jumps back to tip number 3. Don't go looking for inspiration. Go and do something else entirely. You'll be amazed at where new ideas are hiding out. They're often where you would least expect it to be, like books and magazines, Facebook, or your very own backyard. Just go looking. Tip number 9. Expect the unexpected. The best ideas don't need to be sought out at all. You just have to train yourself not to swerve out of the way when they jump out in front of you, says John Forrest, co-founder of Non-Format, a graphic design company in London. Moving on, the tip number 10, explore other creative disciplines. Inspiration can come from anywhere. Look beyond other illustrators and designers, like photography, typography, fashion, film, packaging, and signage, for instance. If you stuck with us this long, thanks for watching. And take this time to like and subscribe to our channel. If you would like to find more content like this to help you build your influence and impact in the graphic design world faster, then be sure to subscribe. And let's dive right back into the lesson. Tip number 11, expand your mind. It's like mushroom picking. You wander through the magical woods of inspiration and see a big, beautiful mushroom. Are the surreal musings of Kladnik and Neon, an artist from Slovenia. They say pick it, make a delicious meal, and if your friends like it, go into the woods for some more, says the amazing artists. Tip number 12, go against the flow. Try to approach every brief with the opposite of what everyone else would do. It might not be the direction you choose in the end, but it can help to avoid glitched scenarios. Moving on with number 13, take notes on life. The best ideas often come when doing completely random, uncreative tasks, confesses Inc. Evans List, Jonah Basford. She says, jot them down as they come to you, or snap a photo of things that catch your eyes. He says, for instance, ideas can come to you when you're doing the laundry or or giving your dog a bath. Just be prepared when they do come to you. Number 14, grab some you time. Working on too many projects at once can stifle your creativity. If you're feeling burned out, take some time to yourself and turn everything off for a couple days or hours, which goes back to tip number 4. Don't be afraid to step away for a few hours and come back. You'd be surprised how much doing this will help. Tip number 15, don't be bound by the brief. On smaller jobs, less information can sometimes be better to avoid forced influences. Your solution might open the client's eyes to new things, which was pointed out by Jeff Knowles, founder of Planning Unit, a graphic design agency in London, England. Tip number 16, broaden your horizons. Immersing yourself in particular arts or cultures that you wouldn't normally be interested in could lead to interesting mixed context inspirations. So get involved and travel places, meet new people, and do new things. It can help a lot. Tip number 17, out of 20 tips on how to overcome creative block, is push the boundaries. Experiment in your personal projects, or if you haven't got the time or energy after a hard day's work, go off on a tangent for an hour while working on actual projects. You should always be pushing your boundaries as a designer and trying new things. Tip number 18. Get a fresh perspective. View things from different angles. Some upside down lettering is in a stack of papers or a scrunched up sketch can create unusual shapes and can spark off new ideas. You never know what will inspire you. Second to last tip is sleep on it when you can. Try not to think and do on the same day, suggests Jessica Hitch, an American hand lettering artist. She says, you tend to sort the good from the bad, actually, naturally, and occasionally come up with some really off the wall things overnight. That's why you should have a sketchbook by your bed when the ideas do come to you. The final tip on how to overcome creative block is to shake up your surroundings. Try different working environments to keep things fresh. Sketch at home or on the train. Refine final work in your studio and brainstorm in coffee shops, for instance. Like with tip 8 and 16, travel and meet new people, do new things. You'd be surprised where you can get inspired. Well, that was the 20 ways that you can overcome creative block. If you stuck with us and with me through this live stream, and you'd like to find more content that will help you build your influence and impact in the graphic design world faster, so you can build a successful company faster, then you should consider subscribing to the channel and smashing that like and notification bell so you can get notified when we go live every week or when we drop a new video. And don't forget, if you can dream it, BDesign can help you design it. So keep on dreaming and see you next week. Bye.